keyboard. And so that problem is slowly being solved as more and more people are coming to computer technology in India. More and more people are getting Hindi keyboards, or the standards have improved. It's becoming a lot easier for people to work in these languages. So there are a lot of different factors that are beyond our control, but for me, one of my big focuses is precisely trying to encourage the growth of Wikipedia in all of those languages. It's not as dismal a situation as it might seem. The fastest growing languages today, or English is not the fastest growing language. It's these languages of the developing world are really exploding in Wikipedia. Right now, English is less than 20% of the total work in Wikipedia, but I would expect in 5 or 10 years that English will be less than 10%. And so it's really about everyone in the world is coming online and coming into Wikipedia, and I think that's really exciting. So how popular is Wikipedia? Well, we saw it's very popular here in this room, but in general, all around the world, I'll just give some examples. These are numbers from Alexa. These are just a random sampling of countries, really. 5th most popular website in Germany, 6th most popular in the US, 9th most popular in India, 9th most popular in Japan. And this one I think is very interesting. We're the 14th most popular website in Iran. A lot of people don't think of Iran as being the kind of place that would embrace the Enlightenment values of Wikipedia, but in fact it is. Ordinary people in every country around the world really appreciate the idea of neutral, high quality, clear, basic information. And in a lot of places around the world, that's very hard to come by. And it's something that people are really passionate about being able to get access to. So the Farsi language Wikipedia is doing very well. Recently, as you probably are aware, they had elections there, and then there was a lot of controversy after the elections. They had some rioting. The opposition didn't accept the results, so on and so forth. And so I was concerned. I was wondering, what does the Farsi language Wikipedia say about this? Typically, we know that in general, Wikipedia articles tend to be very balanced, very neutral, very calm, and that's just the typical style of Wikipedia. But I wondered, would this encyclopedia be different in Farsi? And so I had a friend who's fluent in both Farsi and English translate the entry for me and try to make a very basic translation. And what I found was that it was exactly what I hoped. The Farsi language Wikipedia was very neutral. It simply described what had happened. It was not taking sides one side or the other. It was just giving people that basic information that they needed, which is very important because the media there probably was not doing as good a job as they should have, and the alternative, people were going on Twitter and Facebook, and they're getting sort of uncontrolled information, some of which was valid and some of which was not. And it was nice to see that Wikipedia was taking the typical, very calm approach to basically saying, well, look, here's the basic facts, and not trying to make a judgment about that. So I was very pleased and proud to see that happen. This slide is one that I think is really interesting. When we want to compare Wikipedia across different cultures, it's interesting to think about what's popular in different cultures around the world. And this one is kind of fun. This was a study that was done. Unfortunately, Italian is not in the list, but this was several languages of Wikipedia. So English, Chinese, Japanese, French, German, Russian, and I can't quite see. Spanish for the last one. And it's looking at the most popular articles in Wikipedia and saying, well, what are they about? And so they put them into several categories. So one of the first things that you probably will notice here is the third one there. Japanese people love pop culture. Popular culture is huge there. And if you know anything about Japan, this makes perfect sense. Japanese people really do love pop culture. It's really big there, both English pop culture, but also Japanese pop culture. They're really kind of obsessed with it, and so it's really not surprising at all. If we look here, French, German, and Russian all have a much larger interest in geography than in the English Wikipedia, which I think is somehow very interesting. One of the things I thought was very interesting is that sex is in the top topics everywhere except in the French and the Spanish Wikipedia. Someone said that's because they're actually having sex, and everyone else is just writing about it. But I don't know if that's true, but I just thought it was sort of interesting. So altogether, all around the world, Wikipedia has become incredibly popular. This chart, I've been trying to get them to make me a new one. This one's a little bit out of date. So in terms of popularity, we now have 330 million visitors monthly. This is according to ComScore. But we've actually dropped. We're no longer the 4th most popular website. We're now the 5th. So even though we've been growing, another website has passed us in terms of total number of visitors every month. It is not AOL. America Online is not all that innovative, so they're not growing really. But Facebook has really exploded. In just the past few months, they've gone from where they are, they've passed us, and they're growing still 10 to 20% per month. So I expect within the next year or two, Facebook is going to be comparable in size in terms of the number of visitors to Yahoo, Microsoft, and Google. I mean, they really are becoming quite important and quite dominant, and so I think that's very interesting. So when I tell people all about all of this work that's going on and how huge it is, people are often imagining that the organization behind this must have thousands of employees and we must have a big building somewhere. And they think maybe I'm flying around in my own private jet or something like this, but none of that is true. Wikipedia is owned and operated by charity, by the Wikimedia Foundation. This is a nonprofit organization that I founded several years ago. And we have a global staff now. This is a little bit out of date. We have a global staff of 25 people worldwide. So all of this work that's going on, the number 5 most popular website on the internet, is managed by a very, very small group of people, and it's a fairly remarkable organization. When we look back at all of the other organizations in the top 10, they're all huge multi-billion-dollar corporations, whereas we're just a small staff of people and then a huge global community of volunteers. So I'm going to show you now a video that shows a little bit about the how things are working at the foundation, and well, they're going to start the video for me now. There we go.
The Wikimedia Foundation is the organization behind Wikipedia and 8 sister free information projects. We're a huge, really popular website. We're the number 4 website in the world, 250 million people using it every month, and we're a nonprofit.
It's an amazingly vibrant atmosphere, and I guess the first thing that amazed me when I showed up was just how small the operation is. Most people think that it's a fairly large setup, all sorts of editors, crazy amount of developers and administrators, and really it's not.
When I first got hired, I thought I'd be walking into a very large-scale company, and I walked in, and at that time it was like 5 people.
So the bulk of what we do and the bulk of the value that's created for the organization, for the projects, is done by volunteers all around the world. Here in the office, there's a staff of 23 people, and what we do is facilitate and support those volunteers in the work that they're trying to get done.
There's a volunteer community who are very much a part of the organization.
We are the smallest part here in San Francisco. It's much bigger.
The knowledge is freely available for a much broader population than it has been in the past.
Wikipedia is available in 264 languages.
The biggest part of my work is to broaden the participation of the Wikipedia language versions.
We want to broaden participation. We want to target particular groups and encourage readers in those groups to actually become editors.
We work with thousands and thousands of volunteers, people who are not paid to edit Wikipedia, who do it with the love of the project.
We don't pay people to do that. They're not all in one place. It's a volunteer. It's decentralized all over the world.
One thing that a lot of people don't understand is they can edit. You know, they can go in and change things.
We want to continually work to increase the quality of information in the encyclopedia.
The natural reflex now is for people to look stuff up.
My first encounter with Wikipedia was obviously doing research. It is the standard bearer for free knowledge, no advertising.
I see a common good in the work that I do.
We actually see the benefits.
It's a global movement.
And it's free.
We're trying to get free information to people everywhere in the world.
Okay. So that's the office of the foundation. We can go back now and turn